Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have a topic that I guess ties in with the general theme that I have kind of stuck to for a few of my videos, and that is for the new Muslim. And the topic of this video is just general advice for those that are new to Islam, and for those who are a bit lost or confused or overwhelmed and they just want to learn one or two things about our religion. So, I have a couple things written down. It's all pretty straightforward. So if you can take heed of a few things that I'm going to share, then I'm sure your journey to Islam is going to be a lot more fun, and you are going to stay steadfast, I guess. So yeah. Now, you hear this from every single Muslim that when you come into Islam, usually you have all this energy because you're doing something new, you're trying something new. It's exciting. But the first piece of advice is to take your time, basically. So when I first came to Islam, I remember having this goal that I was going to learn the whole Quran. And I think I started learning Arabic as well. And basically, like, by all means, this is a good goal to have. But basically, I didn't. And you don't want to set the bar so high that you're not going to have the energy to carry on in your journey, right? It's like maybe start by memorizing a few short surah. You can start with the last 10, or maybe learn the last juz of the Quran, or you can learn a big surah, like Surah Baqarah, or you can just learn a little bit. And then as you go on, it might become a bit easier, I guess. There's a lot of things to take in. There's a lot of new prohibitions and rules and things that are going to take your life from being very unordered to a very, very essentially a strict way of living. So if you are going to try to become like a model citizen within a day, just a word of warning, this is going to be very difficult, and you are probably going to struggle, right? So take your time, and this is probably something that we all should do, right? So yeah. Now I have another tip, another piece of advice, I guess. It's to learn from a good imam. So I don't know how things work in other masjids. In my own masjid, we don't actually have a set imam, but we have teachers and scholars and stuff that sort of float around. And my advice is to learn from someone who has a good character, who is honest, who is kind, and who understands that the journey to Islam is a long process. So basically, you want to learn from someone who's kind, who's forbearing, and who is going to treat you like a human being that has faults and needs and things that you need to basically uphold if you want to keep your goodness about you. So that's another tip. Now, the third thing I've written down is to use your mind. So if you ever encounter something that doesn't necessarily sit right with the way that you see things. I mean, we are given our rationale for a reason, and if we ever encounter something that basically doesn't sit right with sort of right and wrong or good and bad, and we think, look, this doesn't seem quite right, I encourage you to speak up, and basically make sure that you don't fall into a trap of extremism or bad Islam, I guess, and make sure that you keep your character as well, because it's important to not be led astray by others who may have bad intentions. And the reality is that not everyone has got your best intentions in mind, so just be careful. Now, yeah, the next rather thing that I have to say, it's similar to what I've just mentioned, is to avoid bad characters. So basically, when you join Islam, it's a bit like joining any tribe or any community. You're going to see that there's good people, there's kind people, there's nice people, and then some people are not so good. So basically, don't conform to the status quo here. If you meet some bad people and you think like, oh, I just want to help them, I just want to maybe be the person that causes them to change whatever it is about them, you're gonna lose essentially. So steer well clear of anyone who has a bad character, who says questionable things, and I can't stress this enough. There's nothing worse to your sanity than having bad people say bad things, and trying to somehow stay in a right frame of mind. It's a big thing that we need to be careful about. Now, I have another thing here. It's don't push Islam on your family. So I've never had this myself, but maybe I've done it indirectly. I guess we have to understand that when it comes to a lot of people that don't practice Islam, they really have no interest in it. Whether we give them the best kind of da'wah, or if we give kind of an example of Islam through our characters, if it's not God's will, that they're not going to essentially come to Islam. So I shouldn't say that we shouldn't want our family to become Muslim, but if we ever push it, it's probably going to drive them further away. But if we just show a good character and show, look, like the proof's in the pudding, right? That's probably the best way to spread Islam is by being better and proving that with Islam we are more grounded, and yeah, stuff like that, right? Now I have another tip here, and this is something that I'm guilty of. It's don't be overzealous. So basically, joining Islam is a big thing, and we can become very righteous as soon as we start practicing Islam. We can call everything that we don't like haram without not necessarily understanding the intricacies of jurisprudence. And basically, I encourage people to take their time If we become too zealous, we fizz out. If we become too zealous, we become unlikable. And it's just not a good way to be, right? This is kind of a bad track to go down. It doesn't lead anywhere good. So if we can avoid taking things too far and trying to, become like a, I don't know, I guess any overzealous in any way, this is not going to be good in the long term. And the last thing I have here is to stay true. So basically, nothing changes about us when we come to Islam. We still have our characters. We still like the same things. We still have we still like to, for me, I still like to watch rugby. I still like to play cricket. I still like to play soccer. And I actually anyone who tells you that doing these kinds of things is not good for you, basically just I encourage you to just be careful, I guess, because we can't lose the essence of who we are when we become Muslims. We're not saying that we can't be ourselves anymore. We still need to be as true to ourselves as we possibly can. And I've mentioned this in a previous video. We're not essentially like refining. We're not restricting our character. We're not restricting ourselves. We're actually building on ourselves. So anything good that we have about us, anything that makes us who we are, our character, our morals, our the way we see the world, don't change. Essentially, just try to stay who you are, and this is the best way to be. So there's a few tips. Go slow, find a good imam, use your head, avoid bad characters, don't push Islam on family, don't be overzealous, and stay true. So that's everything for today, and thank you very much.